Hello and welcome everyone to the final round of the BigV Championship season doubleheader tonight at the Cougar Den, Glenara Sports and Aquatic Centre. It's the BigV Championship women up first, the McKinnon Cougars, who are sitting 9th on the ladder against the Bulleen Boomers, number 3 on the ladder. The Bulleen Boomers own the season series 2-0. The Cougars looking to make a scalp here in this final game for them. Daniel Giancino with me, Morgan alongside me. Morgan, what are we looking for in this game, mate?
Well, you know, last game of the season, sometimes that can be a liberating thing for teams, especially not necessarily having the most success, and McKinnon had their struggles this year, so wouldn't be surprised to see them come out with a bang here in their final game with nothing to lose.
We'll see how we go. The Bulleen Boomers are finals bound. The McKinnon Cougars looking to end the season on a good note. And also farewelling the coach of the last 2 years, Paul Graham, finishing his tenure with the Championship Women's team as of this game. So hopefully they can get a win for him in his last game and for the crowd here at Glenara Sports and Aquatic Centre. So getting ready to go, not too far away now. Referee's just finishing a few formalities. But nonetheless, starting groups for your McKinnon Cougars, we have number 1, Amy Patton, number 9, Emily Maltezos, number 20, Cassie Hill, number 22, Lee Wilkins, and number 24, Alexis Davis. For your Bulleen Boomers, number 3, Amy Baum, number 6, Kelly Romas, number 8, Talia Leeson, number 32, Bella Niven-Brown, and number 97, Madison Zugner. The McKinnon Cougars without Emily Suckling this week. Morgan suffered a season-ending hand injury only last week, but it definitely had to get surgery on it. So we wish her all the best with her recovery, but they are going to miss her roughly 10 points a game tonight.
Absolutely, and her three-point shooting, currently leading the team in three-point shooting, so that'll be a big loss.
As we get started here, the McKinnon Cougars control the tip in their maroon-red uniforms, heading to your right of screen. The Bulleen Boomers in their whites, heading to your left of screen. And Cassie Hill trying to find Lex Davis on the elbow. Does so eventually. Lex Davis, mid-range pull-up, no good. And Amy Patton pulls down the rebound, and she's really been rebounding it as of late this season. 7.7 a game so far. Couldn't get that first one to go, and we go the other end with the Boomers. Romas, pick and roll action. Finds Leeson up the top. DHO. Looking to find Zugner on the roll. Couldn't do it. Leeson's job. Shot clock winding down. Hook shot no good. Amy Patton pulls down the rebound. Leeson picking her up full court. Maltezos, ball screen action, looking to find Davis again at the elbow. They go under the ball screen. Maltezos lets it fly. No good on that occasion. Zugner pulls down the rebound. Captain Amy Baum pulled the ball up the floor, and it's back into her hands. Middle ball screen action again with Madison Zugner. Wanted the foul on that one, not to be. Great hands early on by the McKinnon Cougars defense.
Yeah, it seems like both teams are just finding their rhythm here early, settling into their offensive sets, and no team's really been able to get a spark so far.
Sideline out of bounds. Bulleen Boomers ball. 7 left on the shot clock only. Ball in the hands of Amy Baum. Left-hand drive. Finds a cut. Unbelievable. Finds a cutting Bella Niven-Brown. Great time and great pass on the left-hand hook pass right underneath the rim. And she's fouled, and she'll go to the line for one more.
A nice drive by Amy Baum there, and that's the danger of giving up baseline. Some coaches like to give up baseline, some don't, but regardless of your take, when you go baseline, everyone's eyes go to the baseline, and all of a sudden cutters become wide open.
And you got to have help there. Niven-Brown couldn't get the extra one to go as Lex Davis pulls down the rebound. Just a 66% free throw shooter on the season is Bella. Maltezos gets to the nail quite easily. Amy Patton on the floater. She gets that one to go and opens up her account. And for the Cougars, she's going to go to the line for one more.
A nice middle penetration there by McKinnon, and the floor opens up once you get into the nail in that spot. Good things happen.
Kelly Romas picking up her first personal foul. First team foul for the Boomers. They're on one apiece. Cougars changing it up to a little 2-3 zone here against the Boomers, and they have no trouble working through it in a little pick and roll action.
And sometimes that pick and roll can be effective in a zone setting, traditionally used against man, but they get a wide open look there.
And talk about getting to the nail. Amy Patton got all the way to the rim from one end to the other, no issue at all, and she's going to go to the line for 2 more.
I love the aggressiveness so far by Amy Patton.
It's been good, and the Bulleen Boomers as well, without a couple of key players. Caitlin Van Ness out of the lineup today, as is Maxine Allen on the bench in their Bulleen Boomers blue hoodies. But Coach Mason Rogers has plenty of arsenal left in the Boomers uniforms to throw the Cougars today. The second one is good. 5-4 early on. Ball screen action, skip past to Niven Brown, baseline drive again, finds Ugma on the roll.
And Bulleen so far just putting on a clinic on the offensive end, finding each other, being unselfish.
Very meticulous offense is Bulleen Boomers one. Lee Wilkins trying to find Cassie Hill on the roll, eventually does, spinning, wheeling, dealing, right hand layup is good. Cassie Hill opens up her account, it's 7-6, Cougars lead by 1. Talia Leeson got all the way to the rim on that right-hand drive. Unsure if she was passing or shooting, and referee's gone baseline ball. 15 left on the clock. Shot clock, rather. Nice little back screen action. Opens it nice for Zugner, and she gets the basket and 1.
I'm surprised to see McKinnon actually coming out in this 2-3 zone so early, and there must be something I don't know, but just looking at the numbers, Bulleen shooting very effectively from the 3-point line. Of 2 players on decently high volume shooting above 35%. Traditionally you want to take away the 3 with the 2-3 zone, but Bulleen taking it to them and scoring in the paint right now.
Yeah, well, looks to be they have taken away the 3 as of yet. Bulleen yet to put up a 3-point attempt, but they are shooting Bulleen second in the league in 3-point shooting, so you do want to keep them off the line, and maybe that's a coaching decision at the moment, as Lex Davis called for 3 seconds in the key, 1 too many pivots and 1 too many seconds in there, as Bulleen Boomers go the other way. But we'll see if that continues, whether they want to just take away the 3 or they're happy to live with the 2-point attempts from the Boomers.
And right on cue, they're back to man.
Timely deflection by Emily Maltezos, gets after it and comes away with a turnover. Just 1 turnover apiece each team here early on. Lee Wilkins gets to the nail. Amy Patton, mid-range, no good. Lee Wilkins with the offensive rebound. And it was Amy Patton's mid-range heroics that led them to a overtime win against the Camberwell Dragons last week. 4 seconds left on the clock. Lee Wilkins, corner bank 3. You don't see that every day, Morgan.
Can't say you do, and that's one of those where you tip your hat to the other team when you see that go in. And
must have been good at geometry. And back to this 2-3 zone. Bomb getting to the nail. Hook pass to Leeson in the corner. 3 is good. Talia Leeson. She opens up her account with 3. Bulleen have the lead now, 12-10. Few subs ready to get checked in for both teams. Cassie Hill finds Lex Davis down low. To first to Maltezos. Baseline drive. Gets it up over a couple of Bulleen defenders, but unfortunately tipped out of bounds on the offensive rebound. It's going to go the other way. It's Chloe Hicks checking in early on for the McKinnon Cougars to relieve Lee Wilkins of her duties just for the moment. And Kira Lindemans checks in for Bella Niven Brown. Another baseline drive. No good on that shot attempt. The Cougars come away with it. Tick over halfway done in this first quarter. Tight game so far. Maltezos trying to work it on the drive. Finds a step through. Left hand. No good. Pulled down by Lindemans. Bomb on the kick ahead to Romas. Thought about the 3. Closed out by Cassie Hill. Some more ball screen action. Great hook pass to Leeson. Throws the extra to Romas. They find the inside. On the late roll is Zugner. Couldn't get the lefty to go, and Maltezos on the push now for the Cougars. Pass fake, finds Hicks eventually. Cassie Hill down low. Davis on the cut. Couldn't find her, lost the handle. Bulleen go the other way. 3-on-2 break, and the kick ahead pass just a little bit overzealous there, Morgan.
Yeah, a little sloppy on both ends, and it's been a half-court dominated game so far, and here in the last minute or two, both teams have started to get up and down a little bit more and trying to get some transition action going, and neither team really able to convert so far in transition.
A few more substitutions in here for both teams. Kate Bazzacchini comes in for Lex Davis for the McKinnon Cougars. We've got Madison Zugner taking a rest, as does Talia Leeson. Saray Beveridge heading in for her first minutes of this night for the Bulleen Boomers. Spent this last season with the McKinnon Cougars. And Charlotte Vincent-Lord heading in for her first minutes as well. 6 left on the shot clock. Cougars trying to find something here. Maltezos getting to the nail. Might have got that one on just in time. Hits the front of the rim. No good on that shot attempt. Few quiet possessions here for both teams. Back to that 2-3 zone here, but Cassie Hill jumps out to defend the ball screen. Beveridge on the drive. Kick out to Baum. Sloppy pass intercepted. Amy Patton takes that one away. Gets all the way to the rim on the fast break. Couldn't find any of the ring. And they go the other way. Lindemans defers to Baum. Nice pass inside. Fine Kelly Romas, but Kate Bazzacchini just took that one away. And Maltezos, head full of steam all the way down the other end. Deflected out of bounds, and we're going to have 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Baseline out of bound balls for the McKinnon Cougars. And it's going to be Cassie Hill taking a rest here. Alice Humble coming in for her first minutes of this one. Finds Bazzacchini on the roll. Kick out to Maltezos. 10 seconds left for her to play with. Finds Amy Patton on the low block. Post move. Turnaround fade away. No good on that occasion. Pulled down by Beveridge. And as you mentioned, Morgan, both offense is looking a little bit stagnant here. Unsure if that's just the offensive play or the defense of both teams has a bit to do with that.
Probably a little bit of both. Yeah, I think Bulleen came out executing extremely well in the first 3 or 4 minutes and have been a little out of sorts in the last couple. And credit to McKinnon's defense as well, changing up between the 2-3 and man and giving different looks for Bulleen to go after. And you know they're definitely disrupting their offensive rhythm.
It's Bulleen here with 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Niven Brown has just checked back in, lets the 3 go, and Humble pulls down the rebound. It's Kelly Romas that's taking a rest in her stead for the Bulleen Boomers, and Maltezos coming out for the Cougars for her first rest, and Lee Wilkins back in for this one. 12 left on the clock. Chloe Hicks, long 2, no good, and Wilkins another offensive rebound. And a ball from an errand ball from another court found its way all the way down on the court 1 here at GSAC.
And I think if you're a Bulleen fan, you're happy about that because Amy Patton had a wide open 3 that she knocked down that won't count.
Very unfortunate for the Cougars, and 12 seconds left on the shot clock. We'll resume this one. They find Bazzacchini in the corner. No good from the corner 3. Rebound pulled down by Vincent Lord. Kick ahead to Niven Brown. Captain Baum's going to reset, but not for a moment as she finds Vincent Lord inside. It's deflected again by the Cougars. It's 4 early turnovers for the Boomers in this one. Just a tick over 2 minutes to go. Hicks gets to the short corner, finds Humble. It's defended by Beveridge atop the 3. Tries to find Wilkins on the DHO, stripped away by Baum. She goes full court. Easy 2 points there on the McKinnon turnover. It's back to 4 points here. Hicks tried to find Patton, eventually does, not unlike deflected by a couple of Boomers, and they eventually come up with it. Vincent Lord on the push, defers to Beveridge. The ball moving around here for the Boomers, eventually find a ball screen. Vincent Lord, no good on that one. Offensive rebound, Lindemans. Kick out to Beveridge. Great ball movement here from the Boomers, and an offensive rebound. It's going to earn them a trip to the line here for 2.
Both teams have been very active in the passing lanes. Lots of deflections, making it difficult, and we're seeing the results of that. Only a combined 24 points here as we near the end of the first quarter, and certainly scoring not easy to come by here.
No, not at all. There's a few more substitutions for both teams. Maddie Simmons checks in for her first minutes to relieve Amy Patton for the moment, and Nikki Cross coming in for the Bulleen Boomers. Amy Baum's going to take a rest. Beveridge gets a second free throw to go. Full court pressure here from the Boomers. Hicks running down the floor just like a wide receiver. Maddie Simmons playing quarterback on that moment there, and she comes up with the offensive rebound. Kick back out to Wilkins. 10 left on the shot clock to play. Hicks thought about the 3, second guess, short on that one. Comes up with her own rebound. Couldn't get the second chance attempt to go, and we've got a foul on the floor here. It's a foul on the rebound on Maddie Simmons down this end of the floor, and I think they're going to walk the other end for 2 bonus free throws. It's not what you want with under a minute left.
No, especially in a game where, as we just spoke about, points are hard to come by. Last thing you want to do is give up easy ones at the foul line. And as a shooter, the best thing you want is to just see the ball go through the rim, and getting to the foul line is a great way to do that.
Absolutely. And Sarai Beveridge is... Oh, sorry, it's not Sarai Beveridge. It's Bella Niven-Brown is also a shooter. A 3-point rating up above 50% on this season. So half of her field goal attempts are threes. Just over half, I should say. And she gets that second free throw to go. Bit of press here, and worried the Bulleen Boomers just for a moment, but a deflection comes up with a turnover, and Lindemans goes full court. Layup is good. Mighty athletic on that attempt, and 2 points. The lead is all of a sudden 10 here. 40 seconds left to play. Energy picked up a little bit in this building. Lee Wilkins on the drive finds Humble. Humble drove it back to where the ball just came from. Maddie Simmons on the hustle. Couldn't find a teammate. Niven Brown comes up with a loose ball.
And once again, those deflections by Bulleen, they're just incredibly active in the passing lanes, and they're reaping the rewards of that.
It was a 4-point game just a moment ago. Lead is now 10. Bulleen looking to make it 12 and can't do so. There's a foul on the rebound. I believe it's Bella Niven-Brown. So the Cougars are going to have 9.6 seconds left with a full court to play with, trying to bring this lead back into single digits. Kick out to Wilkins. Thought about the 3, probably should have shot it. Taken away by Lindemans, and that's going to do us for the first quarter, Morgan. It's 10-20. The Bulleen Boomers lead early on in this one.
It's been a little bit of an unorthodox first quarter. Neither team really finding their rhythm, and I think offensively for McKinnon, settling for a lot of deep 2s. Not necessarily the most efficient quarter that they could have had, but still they only find themselves down 10 points after that. And I think you'd probably be pretty happy about that if you're a McKinnon fan, playing one of the top teams in the league. And Bulleen, although have the lead, they haven't really looked that comfortable either. So McKinnon certainly being disruptive on the defensive end, and I think it'll be a question of what adjustments they can make offensively.
You've got to take those positives if you're the Cougars, and great way to finish the quarter for the Bulleen Boomers. It was Madison Zugner who led the scoring for them and for the whole game so far, with 7 points, 3 of 4 shooting from inside, and just the 1 rebound. And Kira Lindemans had herself 4 rebounds off the bench and 2 points. For the McKinnon Cougars, it's Amy Patton that leads the way, 5 points, 2 rebounds. Lee Wilkins has herself 3 points and 2 rebounds. And as you mentioned, not a lot of scoring, which means not a lot of stats to regurgitate back to those viewing at home. Wherever you're watching, in Australia or around the world, if you're into BigV action at bigv.com.au or on YouTube. Rebound count sits at a +3 for the Cougars so far, and just about halfway through that term, it was Bulleen with 4 turnovers and Cougars with 1. And then they end that quarter, 5 turnovers in the last 5 minutes of the Cougars. And As you mentioned, Morgan, the deflections, the activity up the court, really playing to the way to the Boomers.
Yeah, it seemed like in the last couple minutes, Bulleen just turned it up a notch. And the communication, the activity on the defensive end, and even the energy in the building seemed to pick up. And even though they're not playing at home, they were able to kind of create some of their own momentum and carry that into the end of the quarter.
One of the other positives here for the Cougars is the Bulleen Boomers are second in three-point attempts and third in percentage. They've only shot 2 threes here today in this first quarter. They're 1 of 2, which is great if you're the Boomers, 50% from the field, from the land of plenty, I should say, but potentially a game plan. But we'll see how the second quarter plays out as we've gotten underway here. Ball in the hand of Lindemans. Back to Niven Brown, who finds the nail. Kick out to Beveridge, right on cue. Couldn't get that three-point attempt to go. And Lindemans, with the offensive rebound, finds it cutting Zugner. No good on the lefty layup attempt. Another offensive rebound. And the Bulleen Boomers just keep going at the Cougars here. And they eventually come up with the 2 points. And they open up the account in scoring in the second quarter.
Yeah, nice little floater there by Niven Brown. And one thing you got to do playing against a top team is limit opportunities and second chance opportunities. And McKinnon right there giving up an offensive rebound.
Lindemans pushes the ball ahead and defers to Romus, and she gets her on the board for 2 and opens up her scoring account. Cassie Hill back out on the floor for the Cougars. Maddie Simon, baseline drive. Couldn't get that one to go. Deflected, almost out of bounds, but stays in the hand of the Boomers. Hicks, another deflection for the Cougars. Romus on the push. Lex Davis also back in for the Cougars. It'll be a key matchup, her and Zugner going at it tonight. And I think there's a foul under the rim. Maltezas called for the hold, I believe, and we're going to have a baseline ball, 14 seconds left on the clock.
And it just looks like offensively, Bulleen are much more comfortable and confident right now, swinging the ball around the perimeter. There's a level of precision and crispness that has been lacking for McKinnon thus far.
It's a right hook, no good for Maddie Zugner. And the Cougars on the push. Maltezos finds Hill. Lefty hook, no good. Another rebound for Lindemans. She's up to 6 rebounds so far in this contest already. Of course, the Boomers without their leading rebounder, Caitlin Van Ness. 8 a game, and Lindemans more than happily stepping into those shoes. At a righty layup attempt for Romus, no good. Maltezos must have thought it was deflected, saved it, and the Cougars go away the other end. It's a 14-point lead for the Boomers. Maltezos finds Hicks. Finds Davis down low, but the pass a little bit wayward, and that's going to go the other way to the Boomers.
And the right idea there by Chloe Hicks, a quick pass into a post entry for the ceiling Lex Davis, but unfortunately the execution wasn't there. And, you know, from an offensive standpoint for McKinnon, it's tough. Maltezos has a big burden on her today. Without M. Suckling, without Lily Brancatazano, she has to do a lot of the initiating here on the offensive end.
We'll see how it plays out for them. Maltezos also leading this McKinnon outfit in scoring and a tick under 15 a game. Romus looking for something to play with here, and Leeson lets the 3 go, and no problem at all on that 3-point attempt. And the Boomers stay at 50% from the land of plenty, 2 of 4 now. Leeson up to 6 points. Cassie Hill keeps on the DHO. Tried the unorthodox Euro step, couldn't get through Romus, but Romus in the way on that occasion, and Cassie Hill going to go to the line for 2.
Nice fake handoff by Cassie Hill, and straight line drive to the bucket, was able to draw enough contact for the foul, and desperately needed for McKinnon. They've been scoreless thus far in the second quarter.
Lindemans and Romus taking a rest here for the Boomers. It's going to be Baum and Charlotte Vincent-Lord coming in to relieve them of their duties for the moment. Maddie Simmons taking a rest for the Cougars, and Amy Patton comes back in. It's Cassie Hill. No issues at all from the free throw line on that occasion. On the second one, I should say. 11 plays 27 early in this one. Baum, middle ball screen. Great cut by Leeson. There's a foul on the floor, and was not on the floor, rather. It was in the act of shooting. She's going to go to the line for 2, is Talia Leeson.
Bulleen have done a really nice job cutting. The 45 cut, especially when someone goes baseline, they've been executing that and got 3 or 4 times either to the foul line or a layup.
Nice little automatic trigger on their drives. As Talia Leeson gets that first one to go. 63% foul line shooter she is this season. No issues on the second one, and substitution here for the Cougars. Tamara Gia coming in for her first minutes of this one, relieving Lex Davis of her duties for the moment. For the Boomers, Nikki Cross coming in. Bella Niven Brown to take a rest.
I'd be curious to see if McKinnon try to change up the tempo of this game and try to get some easy buckets in transition just to jumpstart their offense.
Well, the pace out of the inbound looks good here as Amy Patton kicks it back out to Hill. Tried to find Gear on the roll, defers to Patton. Ball in the hand of Wilkins, 3-point attempt, no good. Rebound pulled down by Vincent Lord. Finds Nikki Cross on the wing. Ball back in the hands of Baum. Left-hand drive, right-hand finish, no problems at all. Blows right past Cassie Hill, who couldn't do anything about it on that occasion. The lead is now 20 for the Boomers.
Nice take by Amy Baum. She got ahead of steam, and it's always hard to guard a defender who's coming downhill at you.
Great catch footwork to get a head of steam on that one. Cassie Hill steps out for 3. Is good. Nothing but net on that one.
Huge shot by Cassie Hill, and hopefully that can be the kickstart for McKinnon to start getting things going offensively.
We hope so. They've only scored the 4 points in this quarter. Almost halfway done here. And a nice little pick and roll action. Almost a kick out, but may have travelled just before the pass went, was Zugner. And it's going to be a turnover. McKinnon ball now. It's Alice Humble checks in for this one, relieving Chloe Hicks for her duties for the minute. So it's 11-4 this quarter. And another early foul. Amy Baum in the backcourt. And the Cougars will resume with a full shot clock. Cassie Hill looking for an option. Finds Wilkins on the inbound. Defers back to Patton. And the Cougars going with a slightly taller lineup here. No point guards out on the floor. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Cassie Hill, ball screen action with Gear. Nice baseline cut for Humble. Couldn't finish it. And might have just been out of bounds on the offensive rebound was Amy Patton, and will go the other end. Bulleen Boomers ball. Great kick ahead. Call the Cougars sleeping. Leeson goes all the way the other end for the right-handed layup. Leeson up to 8 points now.
And Amy Baum is very intelligent point guard, and she spotted that right away. She saw the outlet was there and gets her teammate an easy 2.
Cassie Hill on the screen, reject. Tried to find Wilkins on the kick out, and another turnover here for the Cougars. It's turnover number 9. And as you suspect, Paul Graham not too happy about that. The coach of the McKinnon Cougars wants to talk it over. We've got our first time out in this second quarter here for the Cougars. And apart from the obvious turnovers, Morgan, what do you think's on the agenda for this time out?
Well, as you mentioned just a few minutes ago, a big lineup that McKinnon had the last few possessions with no point guard, and I think we saw the effects of that there, just not the same level of precision on their passing and getting into their offensive actions. And so I wouldn't be surprised to make a couple subs here and change up the personnel, and as well as try to get the ball moving a little bit more, get out in transition. They've gotten very few easy buckets. They've had to work for everything.
Well, they looked good when they had some pace through the ball. It's 13-4 in this quarter so far, and the Cougars just look a little bit out of sorts, trying to find some offensive rhythm to get some scores on the board.
If you were a coach, sorry to interrupt, but
no,
you're a coach. So if you were a coach right here, you're facing 20-point deficit. You're coming out of this timeout. What are you telling your team right now?
Well, something has to change. I would suggest. I think it's probably time to throw something new that you haven't tried before. It's probably at that point where it's like, okay, we're either going to chip away with what we know and go back to the game plan, or we're just going to throw a spanner in the works to try and catch Bulleen off guard, maybe something they haven't seen in the scout, maybe another defensive change-up that we haven't done. But I would suggest definitely dial the defense back up like it was in the first quarter with those deflections causing those turnovers for the Boomers. As Vincent Lord lets a three-point attempt go from the corner, which was no good. Nikki Cross tried to control the offensive rebound, but it's back in the hands of the Cougars.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. I would like to see a little more pressure on the defensive end from McKinnon. The 2-3 was having some success, but is more of a passive defense.
Looks to be some sort of different action here for the Cougars, so maybe trying something new. Tamara Gear finds herself on the low block with 5 left on the shot clock. Couldn't find the ring on that one, and the Bulleen Boomers go the other way with it. Ball in the hands of Baum. Ball screen action with Zugner. We've seen that a few times tonight already. As Leeson finds Zugner down low, and I think Patton saw the mismatch and the advantage that Zugner had on the roll with the high-low action, and good take foul under the rim by Amy Patton.
Zugner's done a great job sealing her defender in this game. She gets really good post position right under the basket and punishes the defense, either getting a basket or drawing a foul.
Very good still presenting to the basketball after the ball has moved on. You get that high-low action, the reversal, then the late kick down to the roller. As the shot clock winds down and Kelly Romas gets all the way to the rim. A little bit of contact. Gear thought she got away with it, but Kelly Romas going to go to the line for the extra point here.
Yeah, nice finish. Slow step Euro, and those can be deceiving and tricky to guard.
Just that change of pace on the step. Romas, no issues on that free throw attempt. Hasn't had many issues this year. Shooting it above 80%, 87% in fact, from the foul line. And we've got hands on, Talia Leeson all over Amy Patton, and she's going to pick up the foul, and we resume Cougars ball side out. 18 left on the shot clock. As a few more subs here. Kate Bazzacchini checking in for Tamara Gear. And Leeson going to be relieved of her duties for the Boomers for the moment as Ray Beveridge comes in. A little bit of miscommunication. Humble couldn't chase it down, and it's going to be another Cougars turnover. But just look out of sorts with Maltezos off the floor, as you mentioned.
Absolutely out of sorts. And she has 2 fouls, it looks like, so I would assume that's the thinking there, keeping her on the bench, but definitely a tricky stretch without her.
Yeah, do you roll the dice with that point guard, with one of your best players, or do you sit it? It's a tough one. Always game context, and you never know unless you're in the head coach's seat. We've got a timeout here. Bulleen Boomers head coach Mason Rogers, I think, wants to draw something up from the sideline, just near half court. Just came back from a trip from Greece, I believe, Mason Rogers, to a global coaching conference. So I can imagine he's got a few things up the sleeve to probably throw on the whiteboard now and into finals.
Well, yeah, if watching European basketball and playing, I played a year in Lithuania, that taught me anything, that it's a beautiful brand of basketball. And I know that people say that all the time, you know, the European way, but it's true. I mean, the way that they play in general, obviously talking about a continent here, but generally speaking, the offensive sets are very complex, and so I'm curious to see what Greek magic we have coming out of this timeout.
See how we go. And defensive pressure dialed up just a little bit here for the Cougars. Maybe not what they were thinking, but a little bit of pressure here for the Cougars. And shot clock winding down. Voices silent on the Bulleen bench, and Nikki Cross unaware of the shot clock winding down. We're going to have a turnover for the Boomers, and ball back in the hand of the Cougars. 22-point deficit here. See if they can eat back into it.
Looks like Coach Paul Graham was at the clinic as well, and they were teaching defense on that last possession.
Looked a lot better on that last possession. It's Kate Bazzuccini on the baseline drive. Finds Humble on the cut. Tries to find her way to the rim. Lee Wilkins almost another offensive rebound, but the Boomers pull it down. Nikki Cross on the baseline drive. Kick out. Extra pass. And might have just hit the sideline, or is there a foul on that one?
I think they're calling a foul on Lee Wilkins.
I believe so. And unfortunately, that's 5 team fouls for the quarter for the Cougars. And Saray Beveridge going to see the ball go in down this end at the foul line, shooting 2. Missed the first. Maybe I spoke too soon.
Commentator's curse.
Always. Every time I'm here. So Amy Patton takes a rest for the Cougars. Chloe Hicks coming back into the game. No issues at all on the second free throw attempt with Saray Beverages. Maddie Zugner taking a rest on this one. And Kira Lindemans checking back into the game. Bit of pace through the ball here with Chloe Hicks. Humble on the drive now, trying to find the elbow. Finds Cassie Hill instead. 6 left on the shot clock. Finds Bazzuccini on the roll. No good. Another turnover for the Cougars. Kick out. Thought about the extra pass. Thought about the shot. Goes to left-hand drive instead. Finds Kelly Romas on the kick out. Late clock ball screen action. Beveridge in the corner. On the drive. Try to find Lindemans on the roll. Taken away by the Cougars. And it's Bazzuccini. Ball in hand. Finds Cassie Hill. Kick out to Hicks. Thought about the 3. Takes the drive. Floater is good. And 1. Chloe Hicks.
Nice take by Hicks. It looked like she had the open 3. She thought about it. Remained patient and took a nice baseline drive there.
A few more subs here for the Cougars. Maddie Simmons checking back in for this one. Cassie Hill and Alice Humble taking a rest, and Romy Price checking in for her first minutes in this one. No good on the free throw attempt was Chloe Hicks. Uncharacteristic of her, shooting it at 87% from the foul line this season. Nikki Cross, lovely screen reject and baseline drive. Thought she was fouled. Ball ends up in the hands of Romy Price, and Hicks with a head full of steam going the other way. Finds Wilkins, thought about the 3, thought about getting it to Price, and more deflections and more turnovers caused by the Bulleen Boomers. We've got a foul on the floor. And I think that was on Vincent Lord under the basket. And the Boomers in the bonus here as well. So the Cougars will walk to the other end and have 2 shots, but not before another timeout. The second of the quarter by Coach Mason Rogers of the Bulleen Boomers.
A little more pace in the last minute or 2 from McKinnon. First the drive by Chloe Hicks, and then on the next possession, Chloe Hicks pushing the pace, and McKinnon turns it over. But it's a nice sign to see that kind of change in attitude and intent going down the court. It's been a very half-court focused offense, and as everyone knows, it's much more difficult to score in the half-court. So
it really has. And the Bulleen Boomers, we know they're a good defensive team. They're first in the league, only allowing their opponent 63 points a game in this one, and they do play at a little bit of a slower pace offensively. Last in field goal attempts, but as we mentioned, top 6 in the league in points per game, so they take a little bit of time to get the looks that they want, but they definitely capitalise on the other end, sitting 3rd in field goal percentage. And a very deep team, this Bulleen outfit. First in bench points. As we'll resume with Kate Bazzuccini. 2 free throws here to come for her. No good on that first one, Bazzuccini. Just a 66% foul shooter this season. Couldn't get the next one to go and couldn't get the offensive rebound. Was the Cougars taken away by Vincent Lord. And the Boomers have a tick over 60 seconds to play here. And fumbled by Beveridge. Hicks takes it away the other end. Finds Wilkins on the kick out. Tried to find Bazzacchini, and another Cougars turnover as Lindemans goes the length of the floor. Bazzacchini on the block. But Kelly Romer stays with it and she gets the 2 points. Lead is now 23 for the Bulleen Boomers. Tried to find Romy Price down low, and I think there's a foul in the act of it. So Romy Price going to head to the line for 2.
It just feels like every time McKinnon have had a burst of energy, there's been a turnover that stops the momentum, and it's just deflating to have those happen time and time again.
Almost just sucks the life out of all the energy you've just created. We say the problem right now is the turnovers for the Cougars with 12, but the Boomers have 10 turnovers of their own. That's no good on the second free throw attempt, but they come up with the offensive rebound. Matty Simmons defers to Bazzacchini, finds Price down low, lefty hook, no good, but fouled in the act of it by Saray Beveridge, and Romy Price going to go to the line for 2 more.
A second personal, 15 foul for Bulleen. Number 11, Romy Price, shooting 2 for McKinnon.
And if it's not the turnovers that are hindering the Cougars so far in this one, it's definitely the field goal percentage. Just 5 made baskets on 25 attempts for the Cougars so far. Conversely, 14 of 25 for the Bulleen Boomers.
Yeah, hard to win a lot of games when you're shooting 20%.
Well, usually, and by usually I mean 100% of the time, the team with more points wins. As Saray Beveridge,
A wise man once said.
as Saray Beveridge gets the corner 3 to go, she's up to 6 points now. 10 seconds left to play. Matty Simmons on the drive, tries to go past Cross. Romy Price, elbow jumper, no good. Tried to pull down by Beveridge, knocked out of bounds. 1.8 seconds left for the Boomers here. The lead is at 24. Can they extend it, or can the Cougars finish this half with a stop? And they do. Or a deflection at least. 0.8 of a second off the clock on that one.
Felt like she moved on the inbounds there, but
You are allowed to move just a smidge.
was that a smidge?
Yep. I'm going to say it was a smidge. As Nikki Cross, the lefty floater from just inside the three-point line, gets that one to go. And it's going to be a 26-point lead heading into halftime for the Bulleen Boomers with that magic from Nikki Cross down the half.
That's just one of those games where you can't score offensively, you have 18 points, and then you finish the half giving up a shot like that, and you just have to say, you know what, that's just what it is today.
You hate to see it. As we head into halftime, 18 plays 44. The Cougars down 26 on this occasion, and we'll be back with you shortly after this halftime break. Hello and welcome back to the second half of this Champ Women matchup in the final round of the BigV season between McKinnon Cougars and the Bulleen Boomers. Daniel Giancino here, Morgan with me alongside, and it's been a low scoring quarter, at least for one of these teams here. It's 18-44. The Boomers lead at halftime by 26, and probably something to do with that 24-8 quarter in the way of the Boomers in that second quarter.
It could be related, yeah. I mean, the story of the game so far has been shooting, or lack thereof, for McKinnon. Only 5 field goals, 5 for 26 at this point. And 2 of those were threes, so 3 for 21 from inside the arc, and that's tough from a scoring perspective. But, regression to the mean. I think it's unlikely they have another scoring half at this level, so wouldn't be surprised if they hit a few here in the second.
At some point, they've got to drop, Morgan. At some point, they've got to drop. And the shooting's been there, just not the making so much. The Cougars only shot one less field goal attempt than the Boomers, and one less three-point attempt. And they've shot more free throws, just unable to make anything inside the paint, as you mentioned, 3 of 21 so far. So there's hope. The second half looks a little bit different for the Cougars, so we can have a game on our hands as the Cougars will resume, heading to the left of screen. And Lex Davis can't get the mid-range jumper to go. And Bulleen Boomers look to open up their account, heading to your right of screen here in the second half. Little old-school floppy action. Amy Baum finds Romus for 3. No good. And Lex Davis pulls down the rebound. Amy Patton on the push. All starters back out on the court. Maltezos on the drive. The first to Patton. Back to Maltezos. 8 seconds to play with. Down to 5. Amy Patton, mid-range jimmer. No good. Lex Davis, the O board. Righty hook over the top. Couldn't get it to go, but was fouled in the act of shooting, and she's going to go to the line for 2.
But when you're shooting like this, you got to manufacture points, and offensive rebounding is a prime way to do that. So would look to see Lex Davis be very active here on the glass and try to get some second and third chance opportunities, as she just did there.
Well, they're an uncharacteristic team from the free throw line. They go to the free throw line the least out of any team in this league, the McKinnon Cougars, but they do shoot it the third best. So if they can get there, it should look a little bit better for them this half, but we'll see how they go, as Lex Davis couldn't get the second one to go, and Cassie Hill pulls down the offensive rebound. And they get the 2 points there, I beg your pardon, and open up their scoring account for the second quarter. Second half, if you will, Morgan.
Yeah, thank you for putting that in U.S. terms.
Yep, thank you. Down to 5 seconds. Leeson, extra pass, and Niven Brown. Baseline drive, no good. Cassie Hill pulls down the rebound. It's the first time in a long time the Cougars have manufactured a few stops in a row. Maltezos, pull up, 3, no good. Romus pulls down the board, and she'll go the other way. 21 plays 44. Almost 2 minutes gone here in this second half and third quarter. A lot of movement here from the Boomers. Romus lets the long 2 go. Couldn't manufacture it. And Amy Patton pulls down the rebound. Kicked ahead to Maltezos. Lex Davis. Mano a mano against Sugner. No good, and kicked out to Hill. Patton, turn around, fade away. Long 2. Thanks for coming.
Well, he said they have to drop sometime, and Patton's had some difficulties with that deep 2 jumper today, and fortunately gets one to drop there.
And she's up to 7 points now, and the Boomers looking to answer back with 2 points in their own. And right on cue, another one of those 45 cuts, and couldn't get it to go was Romus, and Lex Davis worried her right out of it and pulls down the rebounds. Amy Patton goes the length of the floor. Couldn't manufacture 2 points, but does get to go to the line for 2 more.
Yeah, nice aggressiveness, and sometimes you just need to see the ball go through the basket, and that gives you that extra spurt, and we see that right there. Patton knocks down the 2, and next possession gets ahead of steam, takes it to the bucket, and earns herself a trip for 2 freebies.
And this could be the Cougars just slowly chipping away out of here, getting the foul line, trying to find some points. Amy Patton knocks down the first free throw.
And that's all you can do when you're down this much. There's a temptation to get it all back at once, but you got to chip away, as difficult as that is.
Couldn't get the second one to go. Rebound goes to Zugner. Maintaining that pace through their offense is the Boomers. Back screen into ball screen. Finds Zugner. Blocked by Cassie Hill, it seems. Amy Patton finds Maltezos on the kick ahead. She wants to go all the way. Thought she was fouled, deflected. Ball ends up in the hands of the Boomers. Baum on the push. Middle ball screen with Zugner. Great onside dribble to get away from her. And Leeson blows right past Patton. Lefty layup is good.
And just zero help defense there. Straight line drive to the bucket. Can't happen.
It's not going to do you any favours if you're in a McKinnon Cougars jersey. You just need to manufacture a few stops in a row to get going. As Lex Davis gets it going down the other end of the floor with the lefty turnaround hook.
And I like that move. Very efficient. No dribbles needed. Just turns over the shoulder and kisses it off the glass.
And great footwork as the Cougars back into that 2-3 zone that we saw earlier in the first half. As Baum just slices right through it down the lane. Not much pressure at all on the ball, and she'll get that one to go for two.
And she's got just about everything she's wanted tonight, getting into the paint at will and creating for herself and for her teammates.
Baum's up to 6 points now with 2 assists as Cougars trying to find Davis down low, and it seems like just about every attempt for the Cougars to get it into the post, the ball is deflected. And another cut. Amy Baum straight down the lane. Right-hand layup for two.
Just seems to seize part every time Amy Baum starts to move towards the basket.
Well, there's a reason she's the captain of this team and a manufacturer of offense, assists, rebounds. Does a little bit of everything, does Amy Baum. And Amy Patton couldn't find Cassie Hill on the roll, which is turned over, and Talia Leeson goes the length of the floor, and it's blocked by Lex Davis.
Yeah, another beautiful pass by Baum right on cue, but great hustle defense by Lex Davis. Saves her team 2 points there.
And Davis has it at the elbow now, deflected again. Baum takes it away. 3-on-2 fast break. Baum finds Leeson. Lefty layup is good. And just like that, the lead back out to 26. As we mentioned, Baum doing a bit of everything for this Boomers outfit. Averages 8 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. It's Maltezos on the screen reject. Finds Davis on the pop. Long two is good. Lex Davis. She's up to 5 points now, 6 rebounds. Hoping she can start to get some consistent offense going here in this second half.
And Maltezos and Davis are really the offensive engines for McKinnon. Unfortunately, both of them were in foul trouble in the first half. If they can get more minutes in the second half, I think we can start to see more production.
Ball poked away by Patton on the Leeson drive, and a little overzealous trying to get it back, and she'll pick up a foul. As some platoon swaps for both teams. We've got Niven, Brown, Zugner, and Leeson heading out for the Bulleen Boomers, replaced by Beveridge, Vincent Lord, and Lindemans. We've also got Cassie Hill and Amy Patton taking a rest for the Cougars, as another pass deflected and another Cougars turnover. Kate Bazzuccini and Chloe Hicks heading in for this one as Romas fights right through the contact and gets that one to go for two.
And I think that was Romas in the first half that had that slow step Euro and a very similar kind of awkward finish there.
It was a slow single step. Unsure what continent of Europe that one was from, but definitely found a way to get 2 points as Maltezos tries to do the same down the middle of the lane as Lex Davis. And Bazzuccini now trying to manufacture some offense. Davis went right through the chest of Vincent Lord, and Vincent Lord on the other end couldn't get the bunny to go, gets the offensive rebound, second chance points is good over the top of two Cougars.
Just some really difficult defensive lapses for McKinnon here. No help defense, and that's 2 or 3 times down the second half. Wide open layups for Bulleen have been the result.
Ball screen action, Wilkins and Bazzacchini. Wilkins no good on the lefty lay-in. Rebounded by Vincent Lord, and it's ball in the hands of Baum again. Lindemans, Beveridge, two-player action, works to perfection, finds it on the roll. The Boomers going on a bit of a run here, still no timeout for the Cougars.
Yeah, and at risk of sounding like a broken record, that was the same play there. The no help side defense to tag the roller, and a two-man game like that, it's easy buckets.
Maltezos found our way to the nail, couldn't find anything to go from there as Wilkins lets that one go for three. That's her second three-point attempt, and Coach Mason Rogers of the Bulleen Boomers wants an early timeout. I do say early, but it's still 8 minutes gone in this quarter, Morgan.
It felt early. I think early in the sense that any hint of McKinnon momentum, he calls the timeout.
Well, time flies when you're having fun, mate, and that's what we're doing right here. And it does seem that it doesn't want to let any momentum go in the favour of the Cougars just yet. He's a very balanced coach in his approach is Mason Rogers. Doesn't want to let it get away. Not too careful, but also not too over-dramatic. So, being careful here, and it's 31 plays 58. You mentioned it was an 8-24 quarter in the second, and doesn't want to let that lead decrease at all as the Bulleen Boomers and Coach Mason Rogers. And it was back in round 11, back in June, that these two teams faced off against one another. It was Bulleen that came out on top of that one. It was 74-47, and again a similar thing that happened in that one. McKinnon Cougars were 18 of 67, just 26% from the field in that one. That definitely didn't help their chances trying to bring that one back, and same amount of field goal attempts, but quite a large deficit it was in the end. And it was Lex Davis with 12 points and 16 rebounds in that one, and Kelly Romas had herself 28 points, 6 rebounds and 3 steals in that one. There's Nikki Cross, thought about the three, kicked out to Baum. Baum lets that one go, and Bank is open at 6 p.m. at Glen Sports and Aquatic Centre. I would love to get the name of her bank.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Once again, that's just another, feels like game when you're up 30, you start making those shots. And when you're down, you don't make those shots. And the basketball gods have a way of organizing that, I feel.
And Amy Baum's up to 11 points now, 3 assists and 4 steals.
Draymond Green stat line.
Maltezos thought about the three, finds Romy Price, kick out to Bazzacchini. Much better movement here from the Cougars. Hicks on the drive, pivot, right-hand hook, no good, pulled down by Lindemans. Boomers now on the break, trying to extend this 30-point lead now. Lindemans kicked out to Beveridge, ball in the hands of Baum. Lefty drive, kick out Lindemans, extra pass, Beveridge, redrive, Baum in the corner. No good on that one. Maltezos and Cross fighting for the rebound, and Cross comes up with it. Ball safely back in the hands of Baum. Trying to find her way around Hicks, and does, and Vincent Lord, another bunny she's missed under the rim. And we've got a jump ball. Possession arrow pointing the way of the Boomers. And no change of possession, so no change in the shot clock. 13 seconds on it. Baseline out of bounds for the Boomers. And a 2-3 zone for the Cougars to try and disrupt something. They find Nikki Cross open in the corner. 3-point is good. I beg your pardon. It's a long two.
On defense for McKinnon, I'd like to see some sort of adjustment guarding the screen and roll with Amy Baum. She's gotten downhill way too easily, and throw a different look at her. A trap, a hard hedge, something.
Maddie Simmons on the right-hand drive. Couldn't get the bucket, but gets fouled, and she's going to go to the line for 2.
Foul number 21, Nicola Cross. First personal, fourth team.
Well, the Cougars give up 75 points a game on the defensive end, and through 3 quarters, the Bulleen Boomers not far off it.
Yeah, the scoring has been better in this quarter for McKinnon, but the defense has lapsed, and a number of easy buckets I mean, credit to Bulleen for moving the ball and executing on the offensive end, but they've also gotten a lot of easy ones that they haven't really had to work for.
Lindeman's at the elbow. 2-player action with Beveridge. Baum to play with Vincent Lord. Great hook pass to find Beveridge. 8 seconds left on the clock now. Ball back in the hands of Baum. 2 seconds left on the clock. Can they get it away? They do. And Matty Simmons can't come up with a D board as Saray Beveridge gets that one to go for the easy kick-out 3. Right on the buzzer. And now extend that lead to 34 points going into the fourth quarter. It's a 22-14 quarter. Like you said, much better on the offensive end for the Cougars, but defensively, giving up 24 and 22, rather 20, 24 and 22 so far each quarter in this one.
Yeah, and Bulleen doing it from in different ways. I mean, in the first half, it was more of a half court. They were picking them apart, cutting to the basket, getting twos, and here in the third quarter, it was a lot more getting out in transition, getting open layups, screen and roll layups, and then hitting the 3-ball, which they do at a very high rate, and it felt like we were just waiting for them to sort of explode on that front, and they did that here in the third quarter.
So it's Talia Leeson here, leading all scorers with 14 points. She's 5 of 7 from the field with 2 assists. Amy Baum not too far behind, 11 points, 3 assists, 4 steals. The Boomers have 12 steals total. 12 steals total for 16 McKinnon turnovers. And the Cougars, no one yet in double digits. Amy Patton has herself 8 points, 3 rebounds and 3 steals. Lee Wilkins, 8 points, 3 rebounds of her own. And Lex Davis up to 5 points, 7 rebounds in that one. And it's still that field goal percentage, particularly from 2, which is hurting the Cougars in this one. 22% from inside the arc versus 60% for the Boomers.
Yeah, and another thing you touched on earlier in the game was how deep this Bulleen team is, leading the league in bench scoring. And a quick look at the numbers, and everybody has scored for this Bulleen outfit today. And off the bench, they've already got 19 points in contributions, if I do my math correctly. So, you know, only 6 points off their season average through 3 quarters. So, I mean, it's difficult to beat a team that can score 1 through 9.
Something else that sticks out to me so far is that everyone's played at least 10 minutes on this Bulleen team. No one's played more than 22.
Hockey subs.
Yeah. Let's get everyone in, get them their burn, and we're all doing the same thing. And it doesn't look like there's been much change when subs have come in, as Emily Maltezos comes right into this fourth quarter and opens it up with a catch-and-shoot 3. Maltezos would have loved to see that one go down. Her first score of the night. She's 0 of 6 before that. And Beveridge finds Nikki Cross. Another long 2 attempts. No good. And another offensive rebound for the Boomers. A little bit out of control, but somehow found their way to the rim and found the hand of Kate Bazzacchini on the wrist, and she's going to go to the line for 2.
And the one thing you can't do when you're playing a 2-3 zone is give up an offensive rebound. The whole point of your 2-3 is you're packing the zone. You know, you're forcing the team to play on the perimeter, to shoot on the perimeter, and it's killer when you give up offensive rebounds when you're running a defense like that. It's always killer to give up offensive rebounds, but doubly killer in a 2-3 zone.
So no problems from the free throw line there is Lindemann. Just a 62% foul shooter, but 2 of 2 on that occasion. Lots more movement here in this McKinnon offense come the fourth quarter. Maltezos kick out to Price, who finds Simmons, goes the baseline drive. Back out to Price, 6 seconds left on the clock for Bazzacchini. Romy Price, the leaning 3, no good. Deflected by the Boomers, and no clear possession, so we're going to get a shot clock violation from the Cougars.
Number 24, Alexis Davis, checking back into the game.
As Romy Price is going to check out of this one, replaced by Lex Davis. 33-point lead here for the Boomers. Still in that 2-3 zone. Boomers being patient, working through it here. Finds Lindemans. Great hook pass to Nikki Cross. 3-point attempt. No good. And Maddie Simmons trying to come up with the rebound. A little bit of physicality under the rim. couldn't come up with it.
And credit to Bulleen, they're crashing the glass, even in this zone, and they're taking a lot of threes, and there's a tendency, and I'm guilty of it, shoot a three and start getting back on defense already, but they're all crashing the glass and forcing second chance opportunities.
Nikki Cross on the drive, taken away by Lex Davis. And we had Emily Maltezos exit this game for Amy Patton. Just a regular substitution. Maddie Simmons finds Davis on the post touch, and a foul on the catch. Charlotte Vincent Lord. It's going to be her third foul as Lindemans checks out of this one. Niven Brown to come back in, and Kate Bazzacchini gets that 2 points to go. 37 plays 68. Back to 31 now. Niven Brown on the drive. Finds Beveridge. Blocked by Davis under the rim. 4 seconds left to play. Beveridge tries a three instead. Says no problem at all.
And that's what she does, coming into this game, shooting 40% from three on over 4 attempts a game, and got to know your scout. That's what she's here to do.
Simmons trying to find Lex Davis, and they eventually do. Not before it was taken away by Charlotte Vincent Lord, and not before we have a foul on the floor. Kelly Romas checking out of this game. Talia Leeson. Inbounds to Lex Davis. Short little block, jump shot. No problem at all for Lex Davis on that one. Staying in this 2-3 zone here, showing length. Nikki Cross trying to get by Hicks. Finds Vincent Lord for three. No good, and Amy Patton comes up with the rebound. Finds Maddie Simmons in the corner. Lets the three go. No good on that attempt. Beveridge pulls down the rebound. Trap in the backcourt. Lots of pressure here for the Cougars up the court. Vincent Lord tightly contested by Maddie Simmons. Ball in the hands of Cross now. Shot clock down to 4. Ball's in the hand of Niven Brown. No good on that three-point attempt, and Bazzacchini pulls down the rebound. Defense looking a bit better here for the Cougars.
A lot more activity, and too little too late here for McKinnon, but great level of execution there. Playing aggressive in the 2-3 and not letting it be a passive zone.
Kicked ball, trying to get it into the post there. As we've got some subs now, and Maddie Zugner comes in for Charlotte Vincent Lord, and Maddie Simmons checking out of this one for Lee Wilkins. Found Lex Davis on the roll on the baseline. Couldn't get the right hand layup to go. As we go the other end with the Boomers. 39 plays 71. Just a bit over 6 minutes, and Beveridge lets that one go for three once again. She's up to 15 now in this contest.
Yeah, 4 for 5 from three, doing what she does.
That'll do it. Bazzacchini tried to kick it out to Patton, deflected by the Boomers and found Hicks. Bazzacchini finds it down low and gets those 2 points to go. 41 plays 74. Cross finds penetration, who eventually finds Beveridge. Can she go again? Yes, she can, no problem at all.
I don't know what to say. I mean, when you're 4 for 5 from three, you think that would be your primary target to put a body on the defensive end, or at least make note of where she is on the court, but she walks herself into another wide open three.
Particularly when these girls played with Saray last year, you would think that they know what her skill set is. As Lex Davis couldn't get the mid-range jumper to go, pulled down by Niven Brown. Kick out to Leeson. She's going to try from 3. No problems at all from the corner is Talia Leeson.
And it's a barrage now. Bulleen was doing it without the three-pointer through 2.5 quarters of this game, and since then they've been firing from beyond the arc.
It's Chloe Hicks gets one to go on the layup attempt. Hicks is up to 4 points now. And after this barrage of threes, it's now Saray Beveridge that leads all scorers with 18. Nikki Cross on the drive, kick out to Leeson. Thought about it again. A little short on that one as Lex Davis pulls down the rebound. Wilkins trying to find Davis. Davis still trying to get post position. Finds Amy Patton on the low block. Turnaround mid-range. No good. An offensive rebound, Kate Bazzacchini. Was kicked out to Wilkins. 2-player action with Davis. Lets it go from 3. No good. Short on that attempt. Deflected out of bounds. And I think it's going to stay McKinnon basketball. So we've got another Bulleen timeout. Not before we get some subs in here for the McKinnon Cougars. It's 43 plays 80. 37 is the lead here. Largest lead of the game here for the Boomers.
Yeah, it's been a tough game overall for McKinnon, but especially here in this later stages of this second half, the three-point shooting from Bulleen has been exceptional, and it's demoralizing when you're facing an uphill climb to get back into a game, and then when the team starts adding a new dimension that they haven't been doing really all game until now, then it just...
What do you do?
Yeah, what do you do?
What do you do? They made 5 threes through 3 quarters, the Bulleen Boomers, and have already made 4 this quarter. A couple to Beveridge, 1 to Leeson.
Yeah, very, very efficient shooting. Over 50% from the field as a team, 45% from 3 as a team, and 85% from the line. And 50-40-90 club is usually reserved for individuals, but as a team, they're 50-40-85 club. So that's pretty dang good.
I'd be pretty happy with that as a coaching staff, if that's the round number of all your major statistics. We'll resume here after the Bulleen timeout. 14 seconds left on the shot clock for the Cougars. Baseline out of bounds ball. Couldn't get much happening there as Lex Davis tries to make her own way into the paint. Eventually does, and she's fouled on the shot attempt by Zugner. And Davis is going to head to the line for 2.
A second personal, a 13 foul for Bulleen. Number 24, Alexis Davis, shooting 2 for McKinnon.
Lex Davis is good on that first free throw attempt, shooting at just under 70% from the foul line this season. No issues at all on the second. Almost found the corner. Nikki Cross is wide open. They defer to Zugner instead, but it's deflected by the Cougars. They take it away. Another turnover for the Boomers. Find Davis on the low block. Goes to work on Zugner. Tried the reverse layup, but fouled in the attempt. And Davis going to go back to the line for 2.
Foul number 97, Madison Zugner. Her third personal, 14 foul for Bulleen. Number 24, Alexis Davis.
Lead is still 35 here for the Boomers. Tick over 3 minutes left to play in this one. The next foul for the Boomers will put them in the bonus for the remainder of the quarter. Lex Davis no good on that first free throw attempt. But gets that one to go. She's up to 10 points now, 8 rebounds on the contest. 2-3 zone looking a little more active now. They find Niven Brown and eventually Zugner on the cut. Couldn't finish the lefty lay-in. Jump ball under the rim. Possession arrow in the way of the Boomers, and they'll keep it baseline out of bounds ball. 12 seconds left on the shot clock.
And that's what the gravity of good shooting does. Beveridge was on the strong side there, and McKinnon was forced to guard her, opening up the lane for an easy roll to the bucket.
Nikki Cross struggling to get it in, but eventually finds Zugner. Kicked out to Leeson. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Niven Brown on the drive. Righty hook, no good over the top. Lee Wilkins comes down with the rebound. Bit more pace and a bit more movement here for the Cougars. Amy Patton no good on 2 attempts. Zugner comes down with it eventually. Leeson looking for somewhere to go with it. Beveridge, great catch footwork to catch Alice Humble off guard. Zugner, one-on-one with Davis. Davis pokes it away. Poked away again by Nikki Cross. We're going to stay Bulleen ball. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. As Emily Maltezos comes back into this game, Alice Humble will take a rest. Finds Zugner. Lefty floater no good and pulled down by Lex Davis. It's 46-80 in Maltezos. Instant pace checking back into the game. Cassie Hill, 3-point attempt no good. Hit about every part of the rim twice before hopping back out of it.
And once again, just one of those games.
Cougars now 4 of 12 from outside, 33%. And still 27% from inside the arc. Bit of time to get it in, but eventually finds Niven Brown, who defers to Cross. Back to Niven Brown, trying to put the moves on Maltezos, and she takes it away from her. Lee Wilkins, corner 3, no problem at all.
Yeah, nice push there by Maltezos. Finds the open shooter, and that's been missing tonight.
Definitely has, but she'll be happy to see that one go down there. As Cassie Hill almost took it away from Zugner, and we're going to have a foul on Cassie Hill.
Second personal, second team foul for McKinnon. Bulleen's ball on the sideline.
14 seconds left on the shot clock. 80 plays 49. Tick under 90 seconds left to play in this one. It's Beveridge defers to Cross. Zugner in ball screen action. Beveridge, another one. Couldn't get it to go. A little long on that one, and Cassie Hill pulls down the rebound as the shot clock expired.
But the way she's been shooting tonight, I expected that to go in.
It would not have been shocked.
Right when they shoot it, you think it's going in.
Would not have been shocked if that went down. And 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Lex Davis no good on the mid-range. Give and go between Zugner and Leeson. And Zugner gets fouled on the 2-point attempt by Davis. She's going to head to the line for 2 more free throws.
The third personal, 13 foul for McKinnon. Number 97, Madison Zugner, shooting 2 for Bulleen.
No good on that first free throw attempt. Just a 40% free throw shooter on the season so far is Madison Zugner. It gets that second one to go. She's 1 of 3 on the night. 2 of 3, rather. Under a minute now. Fouled on the drive was Cassie Hill by Saray Beveridge, and Hill are going to head to the line for 2.
Her third personal, 15 foul for Bulleen. Number 20, Cassie Hill, shooting 2 for McKinnon.
So let me ask you, as a coach, if you're in the position of a team like McKinnon tonight where you take a bad loss, do you tend to, say, you know what, forget about it, we move on, or do you try to find lessons from that loss? Because I know sometimes when it's a blowout, it can, coaches seem to go either way, and players for that matter. But what's your kind of mindset as you reset?
I think it depends on the context of the game and at what point in the season you're in. Is Zugner almost gets that one to go on the lane, and it's triple teamed by Cougars at this stage, and we've got a jump ball. But being the last game of the season, last game of the 2-year stint by head coach Paul Graham, do you address it, or do you just let it go and reset next year, get your exit interviews done, and try and start fresh as a team next season? See who the coach is going to be, see what new pieces you come in, try and rebuild a culture. Maybe some of those lessons can be applied next year, but I don't think at this point of the season, and being the end of the season, there's much at all that could be applied in the short amount of time left.
Yeah, it's a good point. I totally forgot where it's the season finale here, which adds a different dimension.
Definitely. Maltezas putting the moves on Leeson, gets all the way to the rim, and they would have loved to seen a bit more of that earlier in the game. As the clock winds down, Nikki Cross will dribble this one out, and it's the Bulleen Boomers on top of the McKinnon Cougars here at Glenora Sports and Aquatic Centre, 81-53. They'll finish the season third on the ladder, the Bulleen Boomers, and McKinnon Cougars all said and done for them. The Boomers will go on into the BigV finals. We'll wait and see who their matchup will be next week, but the first game of our doubleheader here at GSAC is all done and dusted. Morgan and I will be back with you soon for the McKinnon Cougars State Chair men matchup between them and Western Port. We'll see you soon.